Amir Farrow, the chief executive officer of JP Morgan's AngX initiative, just now made a statement that you won't believe. At this very moment, I am going to demonstrate something to you all that is exceptionally strange. This issue has been addressed by me in a similar manner in the past. Having said that, I would want to bring it to your attention today. Once more, the project has started off in an official capacity. During the month of October in the year 2020, he was experiencing symptoms of depression, and at the same time, Mr. Tyrone Lin, who is in charge of Project AngX, is a person that each of you is familiar with. Considering that the formation of this group occurred at the same time as his work, the relevance of these findings is further highlighted. In the past, I have discussed this topic. Previously, JP Morgan utilized Ripple as a short-term solution in order to postpone the building of their very own database application. However, due to the fact that they made their statement in October 2020, which was many months later, their attempt to do so in 2024 was unsuccessful. The Securities and Exchange Commission happened to follow Ripple. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and click that button that says, like, it's possible that some of you are under the impression that this is a conspiracy, and I really feel terrible for you because of that idea, but it is not. All of this is political, which is why Risen XRP is presently one of the companies that is subject to the most stringent regulations as we approach the bull market for the cryptocurrency industry. Prepare yourself for an unforgettable journey. On the day that followed the approval of the Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund ETF, CNBC issued a comment. After the acceptance of the Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund ETF, why did they bring it up today? In order to illustrate what they were saying, let me give you an example of the Bank of Mitsubishi in Tokyo, which has to transfer 100 million yen to the New York branch and then convert it to $100 million in New York. In order to translate this, you need 100 million yen in Tokyo and $100 million in New York. The bank will release 50% of its capital if you are able to do both of those things simultaneously. Yes, that is a very important matter. In spite of the fact that we have not yet arrived, it seems that we will do so in the near future. Furthermore, JP Morgan is of the opinion that XRP and Ripple will play a big role in the future. In the event that you take a look at the general population, you will notice that Mr. Umar has made this belief public. It's possible that Dante and I won't reach a consensus on this matter, but if you take a look at the public blockchain ledgers, you'll notice that they aren't appropriate for usage in the large transactions that are taking place today, and I'll explain why. Let's say that we were delivering $100 million as part of a deal that was worth $100 million. Imagine for a moment that UBS and I were just being completely fictitious. As you are aware, the two banks are sending a transfer of $100 million to UBS using Ethereum. Given that the two banks are currently sending $100 million to UBS through the use of Ethereum, who should I launch a lawsuit against in the event that something breaks? You can trust in code as much as you want, but you can't actually go to a location like a code court where you can go and have a discussion. But you can trust in code how much you want. At this stage, it is possible that public infrastructure will someday arrive with things like credentials that can be verified. However, that moment is a very long way off. It is necessary for you to locate a location where individuals can engage in transactions in a manner that is dependable and trustworthy. There is a system of accountability that applies to entities that deal with finances. It is still necessary for us to determine if this takes place through consolidated ledgers or through some other mechanism. Bridges for unified ledgers, but to tell you the truth, they are all working toward the same goal simultaneously. To tell you the truth, we are focused on another project right now. In addition to Citibank and other financial institutions, Global Air One at the mosque symbolizes the very essence of who you are. It is incumbent upon you to have access to a financial infrastructure that is regulated in some fashion. The general consensus is that public organizations, such as central banks, ought to be the ones to provide access to commercial institutions, such as banks. This indicates that you should have access to a financial infrastructure that is controlled, and that both public and private entities, including banks, should be able to access the same financial infrastructure. The quick and broad adoption of a worldwide stablecoin, which may potentially be under the sole control of the incentives supplied by a private corporation, will deserve the greatest degree of regulatory expectations, which will also apply to institutions that are not banks. Absolutely, I do. Money should be regulated by the international layer, which should be in charge of this responsibility. In such case, you will go ahead and do it. Maintain a constant frame of mind related to silos, not to mention the fact that, in my opinion, there are native tokens included within each and every one of these silos. That is an entirely other issue, and I won't even bother to discuss it because it's a completely different one. The manner in which he describes the unified ledger, the bridge, and RLN is amazing, and there is abundant evidence that the concepts which are still in the process of being developed have not been resolved and are being kept hidden behind the scenes behind various non-disclosure agreements. Ripple is considered to be an important participant, and there is little doubt that Ripple has a foothold in this phenomenon. Did you catch the part where he talked about the infrastructure of the financial sector? The term Ripple refers to the infrastructure of the financial sector. It is common knowledge that the material that is being presented here originates from the BI's Innovation Hub, which is home to the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure. Additionally, Ripple is a market infrastructure that is subject to regulation. The essence of the matter is that both of these organizations stress the importance of a regulated financial infrastructure that is open to all parties, including commercial banks as well as public institutions such as central banks. When it comes to a global stablecoin that has the potential for rapid and widespread adoption, the most stringent rules will be applied. Additionally, there is a worldwide currency that is completely controlled by a private firm. They are hoping for a growth in the value of its tokens. What do you mean by that? Getting people to stop worrying about the price of XRP and understanding what is going on behind the scenes as soon as possible is the best thing that can happen. As a result of the lack of official information from credible news sources, which refuse to reveal their actions, there are some people who believe that this entire issue is a conspiracy. You should make every effort to believe that Ripple and his virtual currency are in fact real. XRP will be fairly valuable, taking into consideration what you know about the reasons I've given in the past regarding why logic demands that it cannot be stupidly inexpensive, and that a high price is required for scaling as a result of the necessity of scaling. If you intend to make a more substantial buy, it is essential that you pay attention to the comments made by Umar and make sure that they comprehend that I concur with them. The one and only thing I would want to add is that, in my opinion, in order for them to be considered public goods, they must first become true public goods. In addition, our early acceptance of technology is not the only factor that contributes to our involvement with technology. Additionally, it is a consequence of the fact that the proprietor of the technology has reemerged. Getting back to the token dilemma, ABC is the token that I have implemented on my blockchain. It is my sincere desire to attract everyone to my blockchain since that is the means by which the value of my token will improve. Tokenomics is an intriguing proposition. In addition, I believe that the foundations of tokenomics make convergence an exceedingly challenging task overall. After all, you had to be recognized by others, in point of fact, as a benefit to the general population. I respectfully request that we be allowed to attend one of their private meetings. I would appreciate it if you could share your ideas with me in the comments box below, where you will also be able to read what he has to say. You are aware that they want a larger token value, and I sincerely want to attract everyone to my blockchain since that is the way that my token will increase in value. However, despite the fact that XRP has not yet witnessed anything, we have previously talked about this topic in the past. Bitcoin rose from $1 to $73,000, and Ethereum went from 31 cents to $5,000. The current value of XRP will not change. Even if I am not a megalomaniac, it is currently the most valuable digital asset on the planet, up to 100%. XRP is distinct from Ethereum due to the fact that I am the owner of not just Bitcoin but also other financial assets. They have been able to construct a reliable network over the course of the previous 10 years, which has enabled the XRP ledger to function without experiencing large periods of outage. The system will soon be scaled up to the billions, and eventually it will be scaled up to the trillions or even more. Although I did not enjoy the technology, it is important to keep in mind that when it is developed and ready for use, it will be something that we have never seen before. You have an understanding of how wonderful it is that we are currently living in a time when the financial infrastructure is putting in place laws